Hi, I'm Emily Rice.
And I'm an editor-in-chief of Lancer Media.
Today with me, I have seniors Chloe Little and Maddie Madariaga to talk about love triangles in TV shows. Love triangles are always keeping viewers on their toes, but we're going to discuss which relationship is actually best. Today we will be talking about the Vampire Diaries and The Summer I Turned Pretty. It is very popular on TikTok for viewers to express their opinion on the platform. Love triangles are always creating sparks between characters that some may not expect, but in the end, it keeps viewers engaged and excited to continue the show to find out who's going to end up with who. In TV shows, a love triangle consists of a main character who is romantically involved with two other characters at the same time. Though this may not be the central plot, the character ultimately has to choose between their two love interests. As a warning before we get started, there are going to be spoilers throughout this podcast, so if you haven't seen these shows or the new season, I don't recommend watching. We're going to start with talking about the Vampire Diaries. In this show, the main character, Elena Gilbert, meets Stefan and Damon Salvatore. She instantly begins having an interest in Stefan and sees Damon as the bad brother who only carries trouble. Elena and Stefan date up to the end of the second season, and as the show goes on, Damon begins to show interest in Elena.
He did this even when Stefan and Elena were in a relationship.
At first, Elena did not show interest in Damon whatsoever, but by the end of the second season, they shared their first kiss. Damon and Elena stay as a couple up to the end of the series, and fans to this day still argue which brother is best.
Hi, I'm Chloe Little.
And I'm Maddie Madariaga.
Okay, so we're going to start talking about the Vampire Diaries. Are you Team Damon or Stefan?
I'm Team Damon.
I'm Team Damon too.
Why do you choose one team over the other?
I think Damon challenges her more and makes life more exciting. And Stefan is just Stefan.
I agree. I think Damon is just more entertaining, and I feel like Stefan is kind of boring.
Stefan is kind of boring. I think Damon creates like a spark in her that she didn't show before they met.
Stefan puts her in a cage. Damon
Agreed.
protects her but lets her flourish,
Which character do you think makes a better plot and why?
I think Damon creates a better plot for the show because he's the more chaotic brother, and throughout the entire show he has a better character development.
I agree. I think Damon just helps it move along better because Stefan literally, he smolders, he pouts, and then he moves on about his day. I think Damon smolders a lot, but, he doesn't just sit there and pout. He does something.
I agree. I know, Stefan and Elena were together in the first season. We have a lot more scenes with Damon and Elena, but which one do you think treats Elena better?
I think Stefan definitely cares a lot about Elena, but in the end I feel like Damon cares more about her, but he just shows it in different ways than Stefan does.
I agree. I think they both treated her appropriately for that time of her life. She needed Stefan when she was grieving her parents, and then she needed Damon when she was becoming herself.
Yeah, I think after she became a vampire, it made her feelings better for Damon, and Stefan did not fit.
Agreed. I agree. Plus, he really has a problem controlling his emotions. It was he was almost dependent on her, and that is not healthy.
Continuing on, we're now going to talk about The Summer I Turned Pretty. The main character, Isabel Conklin, who goes by Belly, goes to a beach house every summer with her mom's best friend's family. Susanna is the mom's best friend, and she has two sons that have known Isabel her whole life. She has always had a crush on one of the brothers. His name is Conrad, but he has never showed interest in her until this specific summer. The other brother, Jeremiah, is always in the shadows of Conrad. He later tells in the show that he was always interested in Belly. By the end of the first season, Belly and Conrad date for a while, up until the beginning of the second season when they break up. Conrad is constantly still showing interest in Belly, but she's heartbroken and doesn't want to get involved with him. As the new season progresses, Jeremiah begins showing interest in her, and they get together near the end of the second season. Even though Jeremiah and Belly are together, Conrad is still in love with Belly. Between Conrad and Jeremiah, which team are you?
I'm Team Conrad.
I'm Team Conrad.
Okay, so why do you choose Conrad over Jeremiah?
Conrad is, he might have trouble expressing and communicating. He also really truly loves her and wants to do everything right by her, even if he doesn't know how to show it the best, but he's working on it and he's trying.
I agree.
I say that Team Conrad is better. Just shows that he cares more about Belly. With everything going on in his life, he still makes lots of time for her and puts her as one of his priorities.
So, with like the most recent season, how Conrad's been handling his emotions compared to Jeremiah, I feel like he's always more jealous and like is very aggressive towards Belly. What do you guys think?
I agree. Yeah. I think there's a lot of passive aggressive going on, and there's a lot of comments and guilt trips thrown, but I think it all turns back to both brothers are dealing with the same thing in their own ways, and it's just about how they deal with it. Even though Conrad was carrying that by himself for so long, he's working on it.
I feel like also he's the older brother, so he has more responsibility.
I mean, Belly definitely like has done her fair share of not very nice things to him as well as he to her, but they're both just trying to handle it the best way that they can. Now with Jeremiah being thrown into the mix of all the emotions.
So why do you think Conrad is better?
So many reasons. I think that he just, like, it's not a competition for him. It's a whatever happens that makes Belly happy is what's supposed to happen. And it hurts him, but he keeps it in. Eventually, he's self-aware and he figures out his problems and he decides to work on them for Belly. Even though he's hurt, he knows that her being happy is the end of the day.
I agree. And I think that Jeremiah cares more about that Belly is his girlfriend, or that is something that Jeremiah has and that Conrad no longer has or has lost.
Yeah, I feel like Jeremiah has to like completely have her and not
Yeah.
let her be with Conrad or like even talk to him really, because he's always like weird about it.
It's like all or nothing. He's like making her an object to win.
So which character do you think makes a better plot and why?
I think that Conrad also makes a better plot because he's very emotionally unstable at the time, and it causes him to make really erratic decisions throughout the show.
I absolutely agree with that. Like, Conrad is kind of, the waves are crashing on him and he's just kind of tumbling and it makes for a very interesting plot line, but also we're invested. Like, we care about him, and that is why I'm Team Conrad, because I care about him and I want him to have good and better life experiences.
So do you think Conrad or Jeremiah treats Belly better?
Conrad 100%.
Yeah.
I agree, because Conrad lets her go when the time is right.
I agree. Even in the first season when he's like kind of ignoring her the whole time, he still like shows that he cares.
Yeah, in like his own specific little ways.
What's your opinion on the most recent season with Jeremiah and Belly getting together?
I liked the season, but I'm Team Conrad and Belly till I die. I wish they would end up together.
Especially the ending, I thought that it was a little aggressive because Conrad was so sad and he had his panic attack at the end.
Yeah.
I've read the books, so I know like kind of like what direction things might be going to, but I'm also a little bit concerned because I don't know what direction like will end up being better. The book characters are different people almost. They like have different struggles. It's different when it's not your movie in your head, it's the movie that you're actually watching, the TV show you're actually watching.
And I think that show did kind of go off track from the books just a little bit, and that it really could go either way.
Do you think that Jeremiah like ended up treating her good or like better than Conrad?
No, I think that he only cares about his own emotions and not really Belly's.
I think he's more immature, and it might not come across that way to everybody, but I think he's just more immature and he knows what he wants, but he doesn't know why he wants it, and he doesn't know the best thing for her.
I actually want to get your opinion on the whole them kissing outside the college.
I think that goes along with the maturity thing that Chloe has just talked about. They made that whole day about Conrad, and they were there to support Conrad. And while they didn't know that Conrad was looking in on them kissing, they had to have known that he was in the vicinity of it and that there was a chance of him seeing them do that, and they knew that he would be so hurt if they were to do that.
So I honestly don't think if like Jeremiah is doing it because he likes her or just trying to make Conrad jealous. I really don't know.
It's like he captured the flag on Conrad's turf.
Exactly.
Like, he is objectifying her again, and I think that it kind of infuriated me. Like, I was definitely standing up and I threw my blanket on the ground and my popcorn was everywhere. Like, it made me angry because they were in Conrad's home and they hurt him badly, and that was not fair. I don't agree with that, and I want to give Conrad a hug.
I'm Maddie Madariaga.
And I'm Chloe Little.
And I'm Emily Rice. Thank you for watching Lancer Media Podcast. We hope you enjoyed.